Hello and welcome back to the Padawan Podcast, Apocalypse Movies All Star Wars podcast, where we break down everything from the galaxy far, far away, including film, TV, comics, books, and much, much more. We are stepping aside from the news and any kind of reviews or anything like that today, and we're going to be talking about the state of Star Wars fandom, because there have been quite a bit of ridiculous things going on in the Star Wars world recently. And we're going to kind of take some time and talk about that. I got a full round table around me. I am your host, Jake Bowen, a.k.a. Qui-Gon Jake. And I have Jacob Bartley, a.k.a. Grand Moff Bartley to my left. Keith Barnes, Admiral Ack Barnes, straight forward. And the silent assassin himself, Brian Avalosino, to my right. We still have yet to find him a freaking Star Wars name.
It's only been like 6 months.
So we got to get on that pretty quickly. But yeah, so we're going to get into this, dive deep a little bit in what we think about it. And as far as what we think should be done with the Star Wars culture and its fans. So I'm actually going to let Keith Barnes start this off, because I know he has some interesting opinions about this. And so, Keith, why don't you start us off, man? What do you want to talk about first? What are your thoughts on this? And what can we do to maybe change the way we look at all of this?
Shut it down. Shut it down. Star Wars, take your Star Wars away. That's what the... Alright, so I had a tweet that someone posted a great tweet about just the state of the whole thing. It was really good, but anyway, whatever. But the annoying thing right now, as we were just talking about, is these this group of losers that want to
The Last Jedi remake.
The Last Jedi.
Remake of The Last Jedi, yeah.
Now, this isn't... Who cares? It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to happen, obviously. But there's so many people... Look, my opinion of The Last Jedi has slightly changed over time and subsequent viewings. I do like it a little less than when I first saw it. I still like it.
I think I would agree with you.
Some stuff that, some stuff I kind of wish they would have done differently, but whatever, they didn't. Here's the thing, there's going to be more. That's the thing about Star Wars. There's always going to be more. Regardless of whatever. If you don't like a thing, just don't watch it again. Don't watch it anymore. Just forget about it. And if you love if you like a property like Star Wars, where there's always going to be more and more, just wait for the next one. And if you don't like that, okay, wait for the next one after that, and so on and so forth. This whole thing of like I was looking at a Twitter thread last night of someone complaining about Star Wars is over, R.I.P. Star Wars, all these stupid hashtags he keeps putting. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what? Solo unperformed? What do you think that means? It just means people just didn't like Solo. Just that one movie.
Or they boycotted it because they didn't like The Last Jedi.
And and that's what he was alluding to and saying. And so, fine. That's one movie. Now, I wouldn't let me personally, and we talked about this on the weekly show, fan expectations. We had a good episode about that, talking about that, where they didn't do what you want them to do. So the whole notion of it, people, you can do whatever you want, but you're really gonna boycott Star Wars because you don't like Rey, or you don't like that speaks to. By the way, if that's your issue, you have a deeper problem than just I don't like the direction of Star Wars. I'm just gonna say you're just a terrible person because you don't like Rey, or you don't like Kelly Marie Tran, or you don't like the Holdo character, or you don't like any of the women, or you like Finn, or Poe Dameron, or any of the women or any of the people of color that they're adding. That you have a problem deeper than just I don't like what Star Wars is doing. But I'm gonna leave that part of it out. But I'm gonna say, the direction of Lucasfilm and Star Wars and stuff, you can question some of the decisions that have been made. When they first brought it, we talked about this a bunch of times, the idea of spin-offs, the first thing everybody thought, okay, of course, is Obi-Wan Kenobi, and that's what we all want. But, we enjoyed Rogue One. A few of us, apparently, just enjoyed Solo. Whatever they do next, and The Last Jedi, as far as the episodic films, hit or miss, whatever, but there's always going to be more. And the stuff you love is still there, And listen, we survived through the prequels. Everybody complained about Lucas in the prequels now. A bunch of people that were complaining then. They want Lucas to come back and save it. That whole thing was a mess, and I don't want to get into what happened there, but just the way, but all the stuff about just people attacking each other online and people attacking people who liked The Last Jedi and people who liked The Last Jedi attacking the people who didn't, and just, it's, I mean, I've never seen it. Well, we see this kind of stuff in sports fandom. We're all sports fans here. We kind of see some of this stuff in sports fandom a little bit, you know, with the name calling. You're an idiot. We're seeing it right now with the whole, which is driving me nuts, but the whole LeBron James, Michael Jordan debate, which just, God, I'm going to bash my head into a wall over that. Because I don't like those greatest of all time debates, because it doesn't matter, whatever. But, yeah, that's kind of what movie fandom, and in particular Star Wars fandom, is turning into. It's like sports fandom to me, and you know, I mean, you go to a football game and there's fights. We see it at Niner games all the time, or go to a Giants-Dodgers game, we see people getting stabbed or beat up, and saw a guy getting paralyzed and that kind of stuff. And I hate this. I don't know if it'll get that bad, just people getting fights at movies, but it's happened online, and it's terrible, and it's just. It's Star Wars. We love Star Wars. It's just whatever Star Wars thing that you love. I mean, it's there. You love the original trilogy. It's there for you to enjoy. They haven't ruined it. It's still there. It still exists. Like, you can watch it, put it in and watch it and enjoy it as much or as little as you want. You know, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about it, man.
Well, and the issue that I think is that with all these people doing the remake of The Last Jedi and wanting to change whatever the higher-ups or whatever it may be, they want to change it, but they don't realize that they could not have it. Like,
yeah,
Star Wars was gone for a long time, and there was no sign of it coming back. And then, luckily, the whole Lucasfilm and Disney thing happened, and we got new stuff, but it could easily be not there just as much as it is. And yeah, you're not liking it. Like, you don't like things that are going on with it, but it's still there. Like, think about how pissed would you be if Star Wars wasn't there? Like, that's the thing that people have to think about. They make impulse decisions. They want to make a change with the movies, or remake a movie that was literally made less than a year ago. It's a little ridiculous. For me, it's a little different. The side that I absolutely hate, and I don't like using that word, but I will use it in a situation, it's the attacking of people online. And it's people who call themselves Star Wars fans and Star Wars nerds that are personalizing it all and attacking a Daisy Ridley or a Kelly Marie Tran on social media to a point where they both deleted their Instagrams.
Twitters.
Well, it was all Instagram. Social medias together, and so not many know this because it was kind of hidden back then. But when Daisy Ridley was first cast and she was announced as this character, kind of leading the franchise, she was full on bullied, and she deleted everything.
Well, and John Boyega for.
Did he?
Being a black. I don't know. I don't think he deleted his stuff, but he was.
He was attacked.
For being a black stormtrooper.
Oh, as soon as that first teaser where he took off his.
Kelly Marie Tran just did it like 2 months ago. She had been attacked for her role as Rose when she was just playing a role that she was casted in.
It's a job. It's a job.
It's literally like any of us going to a job every other day. She was told what to do by other people, and you're attacking her.
Exactly. Like, that's terrible.
And then there's people cheering. I'm sorry to cut you off, but just. Oh, we did it. We won. This is our first part of our victory. I saw someone tweet out,
that's not.
We got her to delete her social media.
That's not what Star Wars is. Like, we've talked about this dozens and dozens of times, and we will continue to talk about this. But for many of us, it was a part of our childhood. It's what we grew up on. It's what we go back to if we need it. It's always there for us because of how great it was. But it's turning into something really rotten because of everybody online, because of people across the world thinking they can hide behind a computer screen and say whatever they want without consequence. And quite honestly, if it goes away, I'm going to hate it, but I will completely understand why, because if it continues, you're not going to see big names come into this franchise like they have been.
Absolutely.
Because they're going to be turned away by people online.
We just saw Christopher McQuarrie didn't want to direct. Doesn't want to direct. Christopher
Because
McQuarrie
of people online.
Because of you schmucks who not you guys listening, but the people out there who
Well, and James Gunn just said it came out. He came out and said it was toxic.
Yeah.
He said Star Wars fandom is toxic.
Yeah.
And that means he will never direct a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Which is like
kills me.
Well, and think about this: how many great actors, diverse actors, are out there who are before. Like, let's say before The Force Awakens comes out, they would have loved to have been in a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
And now they're not gonna be. Like, I don't know.
Christian Bale. I mean, he said he wanted to be in a Star Wars movie, and who knows now? And he's a guy who probably doesn't care what anyone thinks, but
yeah.
still.
And I think it's gonna be more difficult because if Christian Bale got cast, these people who are the ones causing these problems would probably celebrate it.
That's
as
true.
a white male actor.
Yeah.
But if, like, I don't know, if Denzel Washington got cast as a lead in a Star Wars film, like, these type of people are gonna be attacking. Right. And for me, it's like, these are human beings who are making these decisions and attacking other human beings. And it's like, most human beings are logical and they're intelligent and they understand what they're doing. So these people do this and they have to live with themselves knowing that they say these type of things. And for most of them, they're going to have to live with that for the rest of their lives. And they know what they're doing is wrong, but they're still doing it. So in turn, that makes them bad people.
They think they think they're making a change, but they're making it worse.
They think Star Wars belongs to them.
Yeah. It doesn't.
And it's like,
it's something we all watch.
Yes.
It's something we all watch. We don't own a piece of it.
Yeah.
Like, we're given this right to watch these movies. Don't take it away.
Yeah.
And what they don't understand is the original trilogy, right? Okay, all white leads, until Billy D. Williams came on, and he was like the fourth or fifth lead in those second two movies. But they're used to that. But they don't understand, like, we live in a world where there's black people, brown people, white people, gay people, straight people, and women in real life. Yeah. So obviously, if Star Wars is just, in that galaxy, there's all different kinds of people. There's aliens. There's everything. Not every significant person is going to be white or male or anything like that. So it's just so dumb, for lack of a better word, even for them to even like think this way. And it really is terrible. It makes me sick. And the thing is, like, I know a bunch of people who like are casual Star Wars fans, and now when they even joke about stuff like that, I'm like, no, like, don't say that. Like, you don't understand how serious this is. Like, I have friends who joke about like why is a woman a Jedi? I'm like, what? Like, don't even joke like that anymore, man. Like, maybe that was funny to say like 10 years ago or something like that, but nowadays with everything going on, that's not cool. And they think I'm like being too serious or something like that. I'm like, no, like, you guys don't
like,
get
go
it.
online and read. Like,
exactly.
read what is going on with these people.
And it's really terrible. And I find myself like defending, even if a friend doesn't have bad intentions, they're just joking, I'm always like defending Star Wars because it's just really bad. So.
Well, look at, like, let's just go back, 4 years ago, whatever, maybe when The Force Awakens was filming, and we had a caliber actor like Daniel Craig come out and say he wanted to be in Star Wars.
Yeah.
He just wanted a cameo, literally half a day's of work, putting on a suit and just doing a voice. Like, not even his face.
Yeah.
If this continues, you won't get that.
Mm-hmm.
We had Simon Pegg do a pretty small role in The Force Awakens as well.
Oh.
Tom Hardy said he wanted to come out, or he had one in The Last Jedi.
They cut the scene.
He had one in The Last Jedi. Yeah. You're not going to get that if this continues.
Yes, you mentioned Daniel Craig, and he went through a lot of fan backlash when he was cast as Bond. People were like, "Oh, he's blonde," or they're calling him James Blonde, and saying he's too like bulky and too ripped, and he's too kind of too short, or all kind of just nonsense. And now he's for a lot of people, he's the best Bond ever. So. But whatever, but
we can also go to something like, I don't mean to cut you off, but something like Tom Cruise and Jack Reacher.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
And I had never read the books, but everyone came out in an outcry that he
like
wasn't 6'5".
Blonde.
And so like it's stuff like that
we get it all the time. Hugh Jackman and Wolverine, we get that all the time.
He's too tall.
Yeah. So, but in this case, and we're talking about women, or it's people of color or women of color or whatever, which is that's one of the things that annoys me the most is I hear from some of these fanboys, or you're alienating half your audience, or you're alienating whoever you're alienating, whatever. So it's even if that's true, which it's not, but even if it's or shouldn't be, what about the other people that they are alienating by not including any of the people in these movies? Someone who looks like Rey, or someone who looks like Finn, or someone who looks
really
like...
saying that?
Yes!
So what, they're saying they're alienating white people by casting Kelly Marie Tran in the role?
Apparently,
what are they talking about?
That's something I hear on...
Kylo Ren is the second main character in all these movies. He's a white male. Like,
so is Rey. Rey's a white female.
Yeah, like...
She's a woman in the lead role. And
Whatever.
then, okay, you have a black stormtrooper, you have Kelly Marie Tran. Like, it has to be a mixture of everything, just like real life. And
I know. There's people that...
The whole galaxy is not a white galaxy. That's so ridiculous.
I know.
Ridiculous,
I know.
We're fine with the aliens, right? We don't mind if the aliens are all different colors.
Yeah, right.
But God forbid we have someone of color in it, or a woman. It's all over.
I wish that Lucasfilm would just give us like a Black Panther style Star Wars movie to shut everyone
Well, there has
up.
to be... Think about all the planets
really piss
in the
shut
galaxy.
everyone
up.
Maybe
I
there's
love
one planet that's like... They just have all dark people on, like a Wakanda, but it's just a planet.
Or there's an all-female planet.
Or
Like,
something like
something
that.
like that.
Right.
Like maybe there's something like that.
There has to be an all-female.
Yeah, like there's got to be something
Right.
where it's just females and they don't like it's Wonder Woman's home on a planet in Star Wars. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like something like that, and it would shut everyone up. It'll never happen, unfortunately. But I don't understand these people that think that it's literally a world of just white males. Like it's not. It's not. Like Kelly Marie Tran, whatever you may think of the Rose character, she was a surprise as far as an actress. Like she played the role good. The role itself may have not been as good as it probably could have been.
Yeah.
John's Boyega role in The Force Awakens, he was one of the biggest bright spots. Like
his character,
he was
great in
awesome in The Last Jedi. Maybe not as much as we had hoped, but he plays the role great.
Yeah.
Remember seeing him in Attack the Block when his first Alien movie?
Yeah.
How good he was.
That's
Like,
a good movie. Yeah,
why does it only happen when it's in Star Wars?
And what nobody ever talks about, Oscar Isaac is a Hispanic male.
The first one.
In one of the lead roles in Star Wars, is he getting attacked?
No.
Like,
he's
that's
not.
the thing.
Don't
I think
think
it's
so,
because he's
yeah.
a man.
He was given his own comic line and nobody came out and did it.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so then it comes down to like, they're not okay with an Asian woman having the lead role. But like Oscar Isaac is fine,
or Donnie Yen
doesn't
in
make
Rogue One,
sense,
which
you know?
I don't think
Nobody said anything about that.
Yeah.
So I mean, well, that entire movie was full of. You had Saw Gerrera, you had Forrest Whitaker, you had Donnie Yen.
I forget his name, but Brody, the guy who
Bodhi.
Right.
Yeah, he's
Riz
Indian. I mean, there's nobody came out then. Why is it only during the last
Well, I think
Jedi?
they hate that too. But I guess that's the thing. I keep
think the voices
feminist
weren't as
propaganda.
loud
That's what I keep
as
hearing
it
about
is now. Like
feminist propaganda.
Kelly Marie Tran took it to a whole nother level.
The upsetting thing about that is she's so enthusiastic and she's such a sweetheart.
I heard
She really, she cried all throughout that. She loved this stuff, and she was really excited about getting this role.
Well, if it's to a point where someone wants to delete their social media, like that's insane. Like that's crazy.
That's too bad.
It sucks.
That's so unfortunate because social media is such a big part of life these days, and they don't get to take part in it because. And I don't blame them. I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a part of that if that's what I have to deal with every day.
Well, it's also you also got to think about this side too. Like, what if Kelly Marie Tran? She's new to us, but what if she had a fan base who loves seeing her everyday life on something like that?
Yeah, right.
They don't get that anymore.
Yeah.
She
like
did
same
stuff before this.
Like same thing with Daisy Ridley. Like I would love to go back on Daisy Ridley's Instagram and kind of see like how she was before Star Wars.
Right, exactly.
We don't get to see that.
No.
Like we don't get to see it anymore.
And there's lots of. I mean, we know Asian representation is a big thing just in all of. We don't get a lot of it. I know that's a big deal for a lot of. I'm not sure exactly what her actual ethnicity is, but.
And what they don't get is it's not just Americans or North America
Right.
watching these films. It's worldwide.
Yeah.
These movies get released in China and Japan, and you have to represent the world.
Yeah.
Like how much do you think that meant to her that she was
USA.
like had a good role and it came out in her home country
and her family and just wherever they're from exactly. Like that's too bad, But I hope she gets an even bigger role in episode 9.
I hope
I
she's back. I hope she does get a substantial role, and I hope that she's given a little bit more to do.
JJ will
do something a little bit different, and I hope that John Boyega is given the same. And I hope that they do cast some others to kind of just shut those people up, because that's what it needs.
Well, now the news now is that Carrie Russell is being looked at for episode 9,
and I hope she has a big role.
Oh, she's brave.
Please, I hope she's a
And
villain.
they're saying that her role is action oriented.
I think she's going to be
Yeah.
part of the resistance that Leia has been searching for. In Deep Space. I think she's going to be part of that group that she was hoping would come in The Last Jedi, and they're going to finally come in episode 9.
That would be
She's
awesome.
Mandalorian.
Dude, if she had the armor on,
that'd
that
be
would be
great.
legit. That would be so cool.
Felicity in space. That would be cool.
That would be so cool. Well, I mean, does anybody else have any kind of opinion or feeling towards the state of Star? I know we've kind of touched on everything we possibly can, but I know that this is a huge topic going on right now, and it's very, very important as well.
Think about this, people. If you're not you guys are good listening, but if you know anyone who is a jerk, or if there are maybe some people who don't like it, think about this. You love Luke Skywalker, you love Obi-Wan Kenobi. Do you think Luke Skywalker would behave this way towards anyone? Do you think he would treat anyone this way? Do you think Captain America would treat anyone like this? Be bigoted or say hateful remarks to anyone? Think about that.
Mark
next time
Hamill would not stand for that.
Right, exactly. Like, you think Luke Skywalker? Yeah, let's say Mark
Any
Hamill
of them,
himself.
any
Anybody.
of the originals wouldn't.
Yeah. You think George Lucas would be? George Lucas, literally, he made Star Wars for this purpose, for everyone. He wants everyone to love and share Star Wars. You think the creator of all this is what he wants? No. So stop.
If you have friends who, if they just make jokes, or if they're serious about it, educate them.
Right.
Tell them what's going on and let them know, hey, that's not a good thing to do, or really show them like how these people are being treated because of their race, or if they're male or female or whatever it may be. And so if you are a legitimate Star Wars fan, if you love this franchise just as much as we do, if you live and breathe in it every single day like we do, take the high road and show people what it's really like, and just kind of be that light at the end of the tunnel for others who are struggling within it right now. So
no one's trying to take it away from you.
Yeah, no, let's keep Star Wars around forever, man. Like, sure, we can take a couple breaks here and there because we may need it after a while, but let Star Wars live on forever, like they said it was the forever franchise. All right, well, I think that's going to wrap up our discussion. I think we touched on some good stuff and kind of had a good back and forth on it. I want to thank the boys for joining me today, Jacob, Keith, and Brian. We're going to try and keep the Padawan going as best we can. I know we've kind of been off a little bit, but I thought this was a good topic to kind of start back up again. We're changing our schedules around, so it should work out pretty well. And so for Jacob, for Keith, for Brian, and for myself, we thank you for joining us today. Check out apocalypsemovies.com, this YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. We really, really appreciate the support. Like, share, and of course comment. Let us know in the comments what you think of Star Wars fandom. Hit us up down there, and we will always respond back and have a good conversation. We really, really appreciate the support again. So thank you for joining us today, and until next time, may the Force be with you.